So this is Brother Oak, and I started a relationship with him in the fall of last year when I first met him. I was just hiking out here for one of my first trips out here, and I came across him, and his energy was so welcoming and warm during a time where I was feeling very isolated and alone and sad. And his medicine was just so comforting to me and so beautiful. And you can see he's actually split he's forked off into two, so it's kind of special. But he's actually one tree. So he's very beautiful. So let me show you what I've done with him in the past. You can see here I have actually a crystal that I left here sometime last fall or winter. And it's a beautiful green crystal. I don't want to take it out, but it's a mossy green crystal. And what I did is I did sort of I would describe as like a binding ritual or binding ceremony with him. So I had two crystals that were of the same type and about the same size roughly, that were like twin crystals. So I gave him one and I've kept the other for myself. And it just ties me to him. So he receives my medicine and I receive his. And I can call upon his energy and his medicine whenever I need to. And he's just his medicine has just been there over the last few months to support me through a period of turbulence in my life. So I'm very grateful to him. Now, please understand, I didn't perform this ritual, when I first met him. This was after several times or several dates he might equate it to of getting to know him and sitting with him. I sit, that's my backpack. I sit, at the base quite often and just talk to him, and I've built a relationship with him. I come and I embrace him. I lean into him and feel his magic, and he feels mine. And we've built up a relationship. And before I tied myself to him in this way, I did ask his permission, and this was something that he did agree to. So you might wonder, how could I possibly know he agreed to do this? Well, this is where intuition comes in. So we have to, when we're working, when we're working in magic, period, we should operate with our hearts open, with our heart spaces open, and our crown chakras and our third eyes open. And we should listen with our hearts, using our intuition as guidance. So when I ask a question, I always sit and I listen quietly for a response. Sometimes I'll always ask a forest, for example, before I enter it, if I may have permission to enter its domain. And sometimes the answer is no. It's just like going to someone's house. You don't want to just walk in uninvited. You always ask permission. Sometimes the answer will be no. So anyway, this is Brother Oak. And just wanted to introduce him to you all properly. He's very beautiful. I love you. I love you, brother. Thank you for your medicine. Okay, let's go meet some other oaks that I've been building a relationship with and that I would like to find myself to in a similar fashion today. And I'll walk you through it. Okay, so we're going to leave our Brother Oak now. And we're going to go meet I guess you would call them sisters. So they're just straight ahead. There's 4. They're just a little family. They're beautiful, and I've been becoming acquainted with them for a couple months, over a month at least. And the Mother Oak's energy is so beautiful and so nourishing to me. And so I'm going to go ask permission if I can perform a binding ritual with Mother Oak today, and I'll see what happens and I'll walk you guys through how I go about this. You all might be wondering, well, why is this important to perform these sort of rituals or even build any relationship with a tree? Like in much of society that seems kind of strange. And you're right, from the lens of modern society, that does seem very strange, but I walk the ancient ways, and I believe each plant, each animal, each rock has a different medicine that we can work with for various reasons and various designs and purposes. So the oak tree represents longevity because they can grow very, very old, and they grow very, very slowly. They can represent wisdom for the same reasons, perseverance, strength, courage, resilience. They can survive fires, all sorts of calamities, and keep growing. They can represent a connection to the divine protection. There's many, many, many medicines and energies that the oak tree represents that we can work with. So, not just because it's sacred to me, but because this medicine is really something that I need to tap into and implement in my life right now, and it's helped me tremendously. So, if you're in a similar situation at your point in life right now, or if you find yourself there in the future where you could use these types of energies in your life, I'm sure many of us could. You might consider working with an oak tree and building a relationship with one, even if you don't want to perform any sort of binding ceremony or ritual. Just befriending one and placing your hand on them and speaking to them can be tremendous medicine. So the trees are talking. You might have heard one squeak behind me just now. They're quite loud lately. So anyway, yeah, let's get to it. This is a beautiful family of female-oriented oak trees that I've befriended, that have taken me in lovingly into their family. And I just love them so dearly. Their energy is just the most beautiful, cocooning energy. So right here is the mother. Isn't she lovely? Two twin daughters. And then back here is a little daughter. I think she is the daughter of one of the sisters. Right here. You know, I mean, this is just my intuition. So I talk to them quite extensively. I visit them several times a week, almost every day, really. The last few days, their medicine has brought me so much peace and fortitude, and I'm incredibly grateful. So I have brought some tea today to offer to Mother Oak, and I'm going to ask her permission if she would accept a binding ritual from me. Okay, so nothing fancy, just some hot, I think today it's lemongrass tea in a little flask from home. I'm going to go over to the base of the mother tree and offer this to her. So we see some remnants of peanuts that I left as offering the other day. Looks like someone found them and has a full belly now. I'm pleased. Mother Oak, I come before you today, Kimberly, daughter of Gaia. My heart is filled with gratitude for your companionship, for the relationship that we have established between us. I would ask your permission today to gift you a crystal that would bind you to me, so that we may exchange medicines even when I'm not here amongst you in the forest. Would this be permissible to you? She says, "Yes, child, go ahead. You are welcome. I am honored to be called your mother. You may utilize my medicine whenever you are of need of it, or need it most. And I'd be grateful to receive yours in return with my blessings. Your mother loves you. Awen Ashe, Druid." Thank you, Mother. I have here some green aventurine that represents the color of my aura. I have cleansed them before I brought them out today. They were on a bracelet, as you can see, they're drilled. So I plan on making a whole grove of trees that are medicine specifically to me. So today I think I'm going to give this one to Mother. I'm going to find a place that is away from the trail so that it's not disturbed, hopefully, by any humans. We'll see if we can find a place that resonates. We don't want to harm her at all, so it needs to be a natural opening. Alright, so I found a little crevice right here. I think that's going to be a nice safe spot to place my crystal. So the green aventurine will give her a bit of a buff and be good medicine for her, and eventually, over time, she'll just grow around it and we'll incorporate it into her. And when I come visit, I'll come and check to make sure it's still in place. Thanks so much for coming along with me today as I perform this work. Again, this is just something that's come to me through intuition, just my own process. But I would be interested if any of you have something similar that you do in your work with trees, or perhaps this might inspire you to find a tree to work with if you don't already. Let me know. Anyway, I hope you all are well. Thanks again for coming along with me today, and I'm wishing you all the love.